watching Selma again recently. I don't know if you remember the movie Selma at all, and you were reminded the various ways in which politics plays out and elections play out, and so you try and learn from that. How do you think about this moment we're in around racial reckoning?
What I see is heartbreaking. The protests are great. It's part of American tradition. But we need to get to a suite of solutions to deal with police reform. It is heartbreaking to see these acts of these killings. It's heartbreaking. I'm reading a book right now, Carlos, about the 1980 McDuffie riots. The McDuffie riots started because a African American was killed by police, and they covered it up.
A night of mayhem in Miami has been followed by a day of more tension and more trouble. There were new reports of arson, looting, and another death.
There was systemic problems with the Miami City police, but you have to be vigilant about these things. You cannot create a culture of non-disclosure, a culture of wink, wink, nod, nod, allowing people of color to be either killed or consistently discriminated against.
That McDuffie, he was a former military man himself, who was an insurance man who they trailed into his home, into his garage, beat him to death in his garage, and that really was a thing that completely rattled my mom. I mean, for her having kids and to think that you never want to think it could happen at all, but that level of it, I think, made her really unmoored in a really worrisome way. Do you see it as a systemic problem with police, which doesn't mean that every police officer is bad, but that there's enough of a problem here that it's clearly systemic? And maybe more importantly, what would you do if you were in the White House right now? If we were talking to President Bush 45, what would you be doing in this moment to move us in a different direction?
I think it's systemic. There are best practices to show otherwise. In other words, there are police departments that have taken best practices, applied them, made it an integral part of who they are, and those are the lights that we should put a light on that and shine it and give that as the example to those that are having significant problems. A president can heal wounds, can talk about this in a way that draws people together politically. It's the candidates that are going to be advocating law and order will win in the short run because of this. This is when people are insecure and they feel scared, just as your mom did as well, it has an impact on how you decide who you're going to vote for, right?
Hey, tune into the Carlos Watson Show. It's like no other. You're going to enjoy it every weekday on YouTube.